come and reset our minds for the week. Initially, I met Cory on a morning mindset Zoom, actually Stephen as well. But that was at 5:30 in the morning, which they still do if you guys are interested. But for me personally, I'm just not that morning person. And I was kind of talking to Cory about that. And I was like, it'd be cool to do something in the evening. And Cory was kind of the same way. He's like, you know what? Like, I feel like that too. Like that 5:30 is a struggle. And it randomly just hit me. Someone was like, "Why do you have to wake?" Because I was waking up at like 3:30 at one point, like trying to go to the gym before working, and my gym's 30 minutes away, so I have to wake up super early, trying to do all the
Fitting
like
into
morning
that
routine.
morning. Yeah.
Yes. And then I'm like, but then I'm dying by like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And and then someone was like, well, why are you doing that? Like, do you have a boss? And I was like, no, I work for myself. And he's like, so why are you doing that? And I was like, huh, I don't know. I guess because you get this idea like, oh, you have to wake up at 5 a.m. to be successful. And
Winner circle or whatever they're calling it.
yeah, yeah. So I'm really excited to have something in the evening to do this. And thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, same. I'm definitely more of an evening person and not interested at the 5:30 morning. You're not gonna get the best Monica at 5:30 in the morning, I promise.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
Cory, I don't know if you want to go ahead and start us off.
yeah, man. So I think, and for me too, I'll chime in on that. Like, some days, I can be up at that 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then it's like somebody, because my schedule is never the same, and I'm sure you guys all know exactly how that is, right? And,
Hmm.
some days I can, do that thing, right? And then some days I'm like, man, it's just not happening. You know what I mean? And then but I just, I always try to remind myself, like, I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be, right? Instead of kind of like how you were explaining, Jackie, with, how the guy was like, well, do you have a boss? And you're like, well, no. And just kind of having that awareness, and just keeping yourself centered, you know what I mean? And sometimes zooming out, kind of seeing what's in front of you, it's huge, um, to really kind of bring you back to that heart center at the right time, Um, but with that being said, I think something that's been important, come to figure with, me, Monica, and Jackie, that we wanted to relate to you guys with, is that, we kind of all started this year out, with, there's always the New Year's resolution, right? And goals and plans. And, for me this year, man, it was literally like, I didn't want to put too much pressure and then like have some stuff up there that's not really sustainable, or, and then beat myself up later. It was like, I wanted it to be simple, very intentional, um, and, have a big outcome. And I think, for me, it was one word, and I chose to just kind of have one word that I was focusing on, that I could really create some big intentions with, right? To really get some bigger outcomes and to really move the needle forward for me this year, and what I have in mind and what I've been doing. And that word was actually balance for me. Because, I just had a huge, a way of doing things where, like, I just, I would get it done. Almost to a point where sometimes I was a yes man. Yes, yes, yes. Yep, I'll do it. I got you, all day,
I
all
think we
day.
can all relate to that.
And just building up, and then I'm like exploding, right? Because I'm like, holy shit, I can't handle this, right? And then, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that this year again. You know what I mean? As it's been multiple years of kind of doing that, and it's been good, but then it's also that, outcome of just like frustration, fear, doubt, shame, guilt, all those things that just do not serve us, right, at the end of the day. And I was like,
Low vibes.
yeah, man. And I was like, this year I am focusing on creating some balance for my life. And, and really honing in on, leveling up with the things that I do know, and what are really going to actually serve me to move that needle forward for me. And I think it's been a huge success so far this year. Hasn't been perfect, and I'm grateful for that actually. You know, and connections have been made. You know, my business side, my business cup has been balanced a little bit more, which is great. And I'm actually right now, after the awareness and with creating intentions, my personal self, I'm like right dead center in that balance right now. So now I'm trying to balance more of the personal side of myself, right? Um, Health, fitness, right? And then family, right? And so that kind of brings me to that next portion of balance for me that I'm going to wrap this year up with, which will be kind of you know, filling the business cup. And it doesn't matter which order ever, right? It's just kind of
Yeah.
the way that it, you know, is kind of flowing. That's where the energy is going, so it's going to flow that way. Where focus goes, energy is going to flow, right? So
Mm-hmm.
wrap the end of the year up, I think, with, you know, being able to fill others' cups. You know what I mean? Being my family, friends, business partners, and it's going to be a great deal, man. I'm excited where it's at. Like I said, it hasn't been easy, hasn't been you know, too rough, but it's been wonderful. It's been exciting, and I'm ready to keep freaking crushing on some balance, y'all.
That's awesome. Yeah, when I heard Corey's word, I was like, wow, that's perfect for you. So that's cool. And it's funny because we were talking about that too, because I told him like this was my first year picking like a word of the year, and it was his too.
That's
I don't
right.
know. Yeah, like it's just interesting because for me, my word is intentional. And I really got that from because last year was kind of when I started really honing in on the real estate stuff, and I was so all over the place, which I don't think is a bad thing because now I've, found my focus. But I can't tell you how many conversations I had with so many different people that like didn't really go anywhere. And that's hard because I'm such a people person and I think about people all the time. Like, even if we just have one conversation, I'm still like, man, I wonder what like Stacy Lou's doing over in California. Like, we talked about her mom and like, it's just, but it like you realize that a lot of time can get wasted if you're not being intentional about the things that you're doing. So I really wanted to be specific. And even now I still have a hard time because I'll have people reach out to me in, the communities and they're like, "Oh, let's jump on a call, let's connect." And I'm like, "Okay, well, wait a second. Like, what do you actually do? Like, does it make sense for us to connect?" And, I don't know if everybody like gets that. And obviously it's all about the way that you say it. So it never comes across rude. I'm always, I find a way to express like, "Oh, well, let's, see if it makes sense for us to hop on a call." But yeah, that word's been really big for me. But it was interesting because even when we started talking, you and I, Cory, I was like, just starting to rethink about the intentionality word. And I was like, in the beginning of the year, I was pretty good about it. And then I kind of just forgot like that was my word. But I started to recognize like there were other things that I was no longer being intentional about. So while business stuff was going good, my health stuff wasn't. And I was just feeling basically like a piece of shit, like, eating things I'm not supposed to, like fast food stuff, not working out, not doing all these things, starting to feel sluggish. And, you know, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but like one of my goals for me and my husband is to start a family. We want to have like 7 kids. So knowing that, I'm like, okay, something that's always been really important to me is making sure that like my body is prepared to do that. So like having, being healthy and like being in a good position and so even though like we're probably still maybe 6, 7 months away from even trying, I was realizing like, okay, but that's still my end goal and it matters today. So that's been cool to kind of reshift my intentional word and be more intentional about the other things that matter to me too.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you sharing that, Jackie. That's cool. I love it. I love it, man. That's powerful.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, Monica, we can't hear you.
Yeah, I don't think your mute's on either.
We got your music.
There we go.
Oh, Steven, so good to see you, man. It's been too long.
Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Good to see you too.
What up,
Yes.
Yeah,
Steven?
yeah, kind of going along everybody's thought process of in the morning. Like it's great in the morning and all, right? Set your day right. But for me, like having kids, they're still on summer vacation. So like right for me, and I'm 5 hours ahead in Portugal. So summer gets really busy for us, like in the morning, like especially with like surfing and activities, and so it's hard to, kind of like what Corey was saying, with balance and even what Jackie was saying too. It's like, I feel bad that I'm not like jumping on a call, but it's like, but it's my family, so it's a good, trying to find that balance is very difficult, right? So it's like, so you're not feeling guilty that you're not on like a mindset call when you're hanging out with your family or taking them to like a activity, right? And you don't feel bad that you're not with your family if you are on a call, mindset call. So it's that balance, I think it's very difficult. So the night works a little bit better for me. So but yeah, it's good to see everybody. I know it's been a while, but it's always good to reconnect because I think when you reconnect back the second time, like Jackie was alluding to, like it makes a different connection. Because you like it's it's deeper and you're not starting from zero, you're starting from like your connection with that person, with that group, right? I feel like a little bit more like, I guess, mature, like um in self-development and in business and everything. So it's like you're not the same person as you were last year. You kind of grown a lot, just um generally speaking. And so it's good to be back, kind of started off again, hit the last half of the year really hard and kill it with everybody.
I
Nice.
love it.
Circle back. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
There we go.
Yay, we're back.
Steven's in
Uh,
Portugal too, you guys. I just wanted to
oh,
throw that.
dope.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So it's
Nice.
nighttime for him right now, I think, right?
Yeah, it looks dark.
Yeah, yeah, it's a little after midnight, so
Oh,
Good to
that's
be here,
nuts.
bro. Appreciate it,
mhm.
man. Thanks for coming, dude.
So
Yeah, no
Yeah.
really
problem.
an evening
All
Zoom for
good.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a night owl, so it's all good.
Nice.
I love it.
Same. Yeah, my word is practice, which I think like works perfectly for both of you or for everyone really.
Yeah.
Because I often would find myself trying to be perfect or like not do it at all, and that doesn't help anything, right? So constantly reminding to go back to practicing, whatever it is, like practicing the meditation, practicing taking care, like self-care. Um, and just remembering that we're always just practicing being good humans, practicing all the things that we learn. And, like we were talking about rereading our journals, like going back and being like, oh, yeah, I was supposed to, try working on that. Or I should contact that person that I met at this networking event or whatever. So it's always practice for me.
That's
Love
cool.
that. Love that. We're all students here on,
Right?
descended to the classroom of Earth to do some big shit. You know what I mean?
Yep. Earth school.
Yeah, did anyone else have a word of the year that they've had for this year?
What is it? Oh, it's Tyson. He said I need to start. Oh, that was at 7:04. My bad, Tyson.
I'm in though, if you guys would like.
Oh, say that again?
So
Oh, go
I
ahead.
said, you guys hear me all right? I just want to make sure.
Yes, now I can.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I had a word of the year this year, I guess, but I resonate a lot with what Cory is saying as far as, balance goes. I, you know, I got influenced, I guess, like at the beginning of the year from, hearing a ton of advice from other people about what's important and what's not important. I've always focused on my mindset, but I kind of let it go for a few months at the beginning of the year, thinking like, I could just focus on my business. This is what's most important. I don't need to focus on like clarity in my mind and, focusing on having a positive mindset. And then I'd find myself getting really stressed out or having a lot of anxiety. And I'm like, oh man, what's changed since the beginning of this year when I felt like I was in the right mindset. And, it was just not spending that time and prioritizing, clearing my mind, meditating and finding ways to just, relieve stress naturally. And once I got back to it, everything seems to fall into place and I end up doing better in everything that I wanted to focus on and improve at in the first place. And so that balance was a big thing for me.
Yeah,
Awesome,
finding
man.
that equilibrium of like not doing too much and not making yourself
Exactly.
feel bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, that's well said. Well said. I definitely resonate with that too, brother. For sure. For
Hey
sure.
guys,
Hey,
my
Shirag.
name is Shirag. I don't know many of you guys know me, but Jackie and I know each other. And when I saw this post for Transformation Tuesdays, I love transforming. Transformation happens consistently, right? I like wordy, so I'm definitely gonna put that as a forefront. But the word I've been focused on, I would say, is discipline. Um, um, I used to like feel like, oh, I'm not motivated or I'm not, or I need to be motivated. I got rid of that word out of my vocabulary and I focus on discipline now. So there's no chance of an up or down. It's just what has to be. So discipline's been the word I've been focusing on just because everything we do, fitness, eating, work, and it's all a discipline that we can learn to say no when it needs to be, or when say yes when it needs to be. So that's been the
I really like that. I really like
Mm-hmm.
that. And I think my biggest takeaway from that right there, man, was like you said, it's not whether to go up or down. It's kind of like once you have the awareness of like, hey, things are gonna come to a low at a certain point, and we can't get stuck there because nothing stays the same. It's gonna reach its higher potential. We're gonna reach our higher potential again, right? And it's just this revolving things of highs and lows, and then kind of being comfortable with not getting too high, right? Overextending that, and then when it is low, and kind of being comfortable with that. But I think once the awareness is key, and you're comfortable right there at that level, then it's like, hey, it's like discipline, right there. That was huge for me, man. That's really cool.
Hey, I'll say something, I guess. I don't know if I've actually intentionally had a word, intentional, which is a great word. But I'd say focus has been my intent this year. Is focus on the main thing, focus on the things that are important, focus on getting business going, and that focus actually has created a momentum that's traction, because I felt so much like I was spinning my wheels at the beginning of the year with, I think I was doing too much maybe. I still feel like I've got a lot going on, which is cool, but there is a lot more focus on each of the things that I'm doing. They actually align with what I want to do and how I want to do my business. But the focus thing is a big deal with me, being someone with ADD. ADD, it's easy to lose focus fairly quickly. So yeah, focus would be a great word for me this year. But I love intentional, because everything is intentional. And then discipline, that's a really good word also. You got to really be disciplined to stay focused. And I'm excited about what we're doing here.
Thanks,
Nice.
Brian. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that word focus too, because I kind of feel the same way. I've had that issue in the past where like you're just it's almost like the shiny object syndrome and you're just all over the place and yeah, you really have to find like that one focus and get good at that thing to really excel in what you're trying to do.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Anybody else want to share? Do you guys have any new intentions that you want to set for the rest of the year? Now that it's almost more than halfway over, like I can't
It's
even.
crazy.
20 weeks. 20 weeks left. We were talking about that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
It's
Wild,
crazy.
wild.
Yeah, man, I think you know, a pretty, you know, and this is just kind of what just quickly came to mind was new intentions were to be able to do a little more exploring, like traveling and getting out of nature. Like, I think that I could really, really benefit a lot in other certain areas of my life if I get a little more intentional with doing that. You know what I mean? Especially with the family.
Mm-hmm.
I've been married for 13 years. We have three daughters, you know, 12, 10, and 6, all girls, plus two sister huskies. So I'm definitely like outnumbered in my house big time. But yeah. That's what
How's
came.
that full moon been treating you?
Last week was really crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Last week was, man, I made it through. I made it through, but it was something. And I think I was talking to a few other people that was, and so I didn't feel alone. I
Right.
was like, man, everyone's kind of going through some shit this last week, man. And I'm like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
what is that? You know?
Yeah,
Mm,
Yeah, man.
that transition's happening.
Yeah.
that's funny. Yeah, I never really like I hear people say that, like, oh, the full moon or whatever. I'm like, I never pay attention to that. Like you would think that I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Everybody's got stuff going on. There's something, and I think that's kind of the stuff I like to explore of like going deeper of like how we're all connected and you know, how different things that are going on in the universe affects us all as people. I think that stuff is so crazy. It's, I mean, in like a cool way.
Yeah, because we are like all connected, and some people don't believe in it and whatever. Like I have no way of knowing if it's accurate or not, but
Hmm.
it is always fun to just like learn of different ways that like, oh, because you're a Taurus, you like this, or because, it's a full moon or Mercury's in retrograde or whatever, like travel's crazy. And all of a sudden you just start hearing these little stories from other people and you're just like, it's all kind of making sense. Like the fact that there's this frequency of things happening, you're just like, Kalicia's here.
Hey, you're spot on, Monica, about that. It's all pure energy
Absolutely.
transference. Uh, I'm a, like just like you guys are talking about meditating. I've taken a massive spiritual journey over the last year and a half, and meditation has been a main piece for it. But like just understanding like manifestation, law of attraction, being on a
Mm-hmm.
different frequency to bring the right people around you without even trying, right?
Mm,
Like
Right.
that's where it's almost like intention, being intentional comes with that spiritual like path. And it's like that's kind of what's been happening is everybody that I've wanted to get on a call with, I purposely didn't because it something got me in on a phone call with someone that actually helped me progress that day, right? So I kind of go with the universe now, right? I'm not like
Mm-hmm.
salmon swimming upstream. I'm flowing on that river with the universe river. So I mean, just meeting Jackie, the first one of the first people I like met when I joined Sub Two. So now we're like through our network and through all the people, it's like we're doing something big for like the homeless population out in Florida, and that whole underserved community.
So
And yeah, so it's all the people that I've come across, and it's thanks to the universe and the energy. So
there's a
that's
puppy on the call.
that's another thing too. It's like when you start going down that idea of like trusting what's meant for you will come to you. And just like letting it go, the law of detachment. It's crazy because that's why this Zoom is so cool because there's so many different topics that we can go down on like
So
exploring
many.
of what that means and like even like next week we're our theme is like faith over fear, but that's why we wanted to kind of set things for each call because it's crazy when you really start going down the rabbit hole of like everyone's experience. Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
You see the shirt? Read that.
Yeah,
Faith is like water.
exactly.
It's invisible, but it has the power to connect you to what you need. That's cool,
Fact,
dude.
That's
fact.
awesome.
It's my traveling shirt. I'm in California right now, and I travel. Like I always wear it when I'm like traveling on the plane or something, or just let people know faith is still a real thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it's faith in whatever, right? Like faith in yourself, faith in the universe, faith in God, faith in your
Just
higher
having faith.
self. Yeah. And just knowing like they don't faith and fear can't occupy the same space. So we're gonna dive into that more next week. But yeah, just remembering that
Whereabouts are you located, Monica?
Clearwater, Florida.
Oh, you are okay. Have you heard of the
The
Temple of
sun
the
is setting.
Universe?
No, what is that? Oh
Oh
no.
man, it was
Oh,
getting
Dang it.
juicy.
He was about to bring us he was about to
now we're
drop
gonna
a
miss it.
nugget. Dang
Yeah,
it.
we were at the climax. We were about to receive it.
Dang. The universe was like, not tonight.
Dang. Oh my gosh. Maybe in 5 minutes.
Right, right. Hopefully not in the middle of the meditation. He comes in.
Matt, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'd love to know if you have any thoughts going through your head.
If I can get this thing, is it on now?
Yes.
All right, good. Hey, everybody, I'm Matt.
What up, Matt?
No, yeah, what's up? This is I'm in a hotel room in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I was still having problems, Jackie. I had to get you right. I had to get on the Wi-Fi here to make it all work. But I met Jackie obviously through I think it was how did we meet, Jackie? Anyway, it's just great listening to everybody. You talk about, I will say, I have to tell Monica, you're wrong. There is no such thing as faith when it comes to a pilot and flying a plane. And I'm a pilot, so it's not a faith thing. It's experience and it's training. Okay.
You have that faith in your ability, no?
I do have
Faith in that
I,
you remember your training.
I'm going to tell you one thing, and you just remember this. If I was flying, Goose would still be alive today. That's all I'm going to say. All right.
I
That's
like
all I'm
it.
going to tell you. All right. So
Let's
um,
go.
I do believe that what you guys are saying is true. Positivity breeds positivity, negativity breeds negativity. You talk about energy transference. Um, I'm a very high strung type A, go get it type of personality. So I know sometimes I have to reel that in because I can transfer that excitement on other people, and sometimes people can't. You got to be careful. They don't, that energy level, right? It scares them a little bit. They don't know what to do, so then you got to be able to read the room and try and help one another. So I know Jackie knows this. You talk about intentions. You sent me the word of the year. I guess mine is more of consistency. Finding what works and try and stay consistent with that. Talk about, Jackie knows this. I'm really big into the biohacking and how that brings center, the red light, the sauna, the cold plunge. And when I'm on the road for 6-7 days and I don't get it, I can tell a huge difference in my mental state, my physical state, focus. So when I'm home, I like to be very consistent with that. So I guess that's my word right now, is consistency. Seems to be a good thing.
I love that word.
For
It's a
sure.
good word. It's a tricky word and it's something that I've only kind of started to pay attention to more recently, but you hear people say like, well, everybody's consistent, but what are you actually consistent in? But that's cool that you're prioritizing those things that make you feel better. And I had actually just saw today someone was sharing it was like their 42nd or 43rd birthday, but they were celebrating that biologically they're like 10, 12 years younger. So they're really like 29, 30 just by the things that they've been doing for their body. And I love stuff like that. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Cold plunging is more of a mental state more than anything for me.
Mm.
It's more of a mental thing to be able to, step into that cold, the tub. So,
Right.
Mhm. That's cool.
I like the
Yeah.
red light therapy too, man. That's
Yes.
I definitely enjoy that as well, for sure.
I do. That's my morning when I'm home. I'm up at 5 a.m. I start with, 22 minutes of that. Then we've got it was a cheap little steam sauna out in the garage, but it, gets to 160, get out there for 30 minutes in that, and then come right out of that and suck it up buttercup and jump right into the cold plunge at 48 degrees. Get it in, go to get that vagus nerve response going, get that shock on.
Right.
That's cool, Matt. Now, do you do this every day?
When I'm home, yes. So I was only home this last go around for 4.5 days, and I actually was doing it twice a day. Just because while I'm not on the road, I've tried the cold shower, and I will tell you that I'm a loser. I can't do it. I can't do it. I just cannot. I just can't do it. So when I'm home, it is very consistent. I'm a very consistent person with that.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I live in Vero Beach, Florida, and we met a guy over at Elevate, and he is big into biohacking and anti-aging and HRT. And I'm 53, but it was a hard 53 years. And working with him in the last 18 months, I can see just a massive change in the physical and the mental, the emotional part of it. Which has been huge for me. That's why when I don't do it, I notice it big time.
Right on, man. I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
That's huge. The biohacking. Man, we'd love to meet this guy. You know what I mean? I'd love to.
Joe, Andrew, he is the guru. I mean, he really is. It started off, and I'll share. Like I said, I'm proud of it. I mean, I don't think Jackie. Well, I don't know how much time we got. I don't want to monopolize everybody's time. I don't want to monopolize everybody's time. So, but I'd be more than happy to introduce you to Andrew. He is a tremendous, genuine person who loves to help people. But it all starts with obviously getting your blood work and just finding out what are you missing in your life, right? Because
Right.
it's finding out what you're missing. But
And we're all unique in that,
we
for
are
sure.
very abs. There you go, right there. That's why it has to start with the blood panel and going, okay, what is Monika? Is she missing anything? Maybe she's not. Maybe she is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been life changing. But he loves to help people, and he's so knowledgeable about everything. And he's the one that turned us on to the biohacking. And I was a naysayer, but I had to be consistent. I had to be consistent and do it, what he was saying to do. And it took some time, but then all of a sudden, man, you could just start seeing the changes. It's like, wow, now I'm hooked. Now it's like when I don't do it, I get mad because I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Like any good habit.
like any good habit, the cold plunging has got to be by far just the craziest thing what it does for you. It's just ridiculous, but it's amazing. I think Jack, you saw the post, right? The other morning I did.
Yeah, with the cold plunge.
Yeah, and I did the one with the red light and the sauna and the cold,
Mm-hmm.
like the
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, you'll have
Yeah.
to get me that Andrew information. I'd love to, I definitely want to check out all my stuff.
He's great. Yeah, I'll be more than happy. Andrew's just, salt to the earth. But it is over in Vera, which makes it challenging, but it's worth it.
Okay.
It's worth it.
Good to know.
They've had some
Yeah.
good waves over there. That's what I've heard.
Shirag, you're back.
Maybe
Yes,
not.
I am. I am sorry that I got booted, and
It's all good.
yeah. So
Definitely gonna check it
how's
out.
yeah, it is. And I haven't gone there yet, but I've been wanting to go. But
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely a positive, like, you know, environment. So it'd be cool
Mm-hmm.
to, if
I mean, just
you
the
want to go
name.
together. Uh-huh.
We should make a trek.
What is
We
that?
should all.
I didn't
The
hear what he
Temple
said
of the
what it was.
Universe and Alachua.
Alachua?
Yeah, Alachua. Yeah.
That one.
So Michael Singer, if you look him up, he's really big on spirituality, soul, positive motivation.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, he's the author of The Untethered Soul.
Yep.
Oh.
I've heard of that. I haven't read it yet, so I'm not gonna act like I've read it. I haven't yet.
Yeah, it was a requirement. Not like it's not like they put a gun to our head or anything, but like it was a kind of a requirement for a good group of gentlemen before we went on a big retreat in Austin, Texas, and we were all like told to read this book, The Untethered Soul. So I ended up doing the Audible because that's what's easier for me. And,
Same.
for retaining info.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ended up listening to it twice because the first time I was kind of like, so I had to go back into it again, and it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. It's subtle.
Okay, good. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Sweet.
For sure.
Do you guys want to get into our meditation? Does anyone
I
else
was
have
gonna
anything else?
say, yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. Just wanted
My
to say
first
hey to
time.
Kalisha. Hey Kalisha. Hey Alexa.
My
Just
boo.
wanted to shout out for you.
Hi.
She's actually gonna grace us with her voice.
Sorry, I'm just listening because I don't know where the conversation went. So I was just listening to everyone, what they're doing. I'm really here for the support too. I love what you guys are doing. So just here to say, keep doing it. I think there is a space for things like this. We tend to focus mainly on the business side of it all the time and think that's all we need to share. But a year ago, I decided to focus on my personal development. And sorry, I can't keep my camera on. I look like shit.
We love you anyways,
You're
but we'll
funny.
take you
Well,
however we can get you.
so we were talking about our words of the year. I think you have one, don't you?
I do. I don't remember it. Hold on. I do, Jackie. Thank you.
I think you're the one that got me to do one.
I think wait, I'm pulling it back. It was the year of, oh my God. I got it from Patrick Ben David. And it's like we need to name our year, the year of consistency and winnings.
Okay. We had someone else say consistency too.
I think Matt said his was consistent too. Yeah. That's the goal. That's the goal. But yeah,
I love
that's
it.
my 2
I feel
cents.
like you've been crushing it on certain things for
On
sure.
consistency, yeah.
Yeah.
Consistency, but it's been tough. But that's where we need to go back with the wellness and taking care of ourselves. That's like
My word
so
was practice.
crucial.
So it's like
Yeah.
practice consistency.
Exactly, So I'm like, I love this, what you guys are doing. This is amazing.
Thanks,
Amazing.
girl.
Thank you. We appreciate the support.
No, of course.
This is more people than I thought. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like so very grateful.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Super grateful. Super grateful
Right?
for sure.
You guys are in for a treat. I'm excited. Go ahead, Monica. I'll let you go.
I've never done this before, so please bear with me.
But she's going to be leading us into a meditation. Do you know how long it is?
So I'm gonna shoot for 9 minutes, and I put a
Okay.
little timer on my watch to yell at me if it's longer than that. So we're gonna shoot for about 9 minutes, and yeah, you guys take this however it feels good for you. But we're gonna stick with that intention concept. So let me know if you can hear this.
Yep.
Music, good. Okay, so everybody get comfortable. I'm gonna close my eyes. You guys do whatever you want. And I'm gonna ask that everyone starts taking some deep breaths. Feel free to mute yourself, take your camera off, whatever. Judgment-free zone, safe space. So we're gonna take about 5 deep breaths. And as we take our first deep breath, you just want to fill yourself up with fresh energy. And as you exhale that breath, just let go of everything from today. let go of anything that might be causing tension. You might want to do some neck circles. Kind of just feel your body out to see where you might be holding tension from today, holding stress, feeling restricted. Pay attention to where that is too. It might be your throat, or maybe you're not saying things that you want to say. It might be your neck, where you might be feeling rigid. Just breathe in fresh energy. When you exhale, release everything from the day, the week. One more deep breath. And since we've been speaking so much about intention, I want to invite you to imagine whatever your intention is, whatever that word was that came up for you, or maybe a new word. And imagine it written on a little seed. And we're going to plant that seed in some beautiful soil. Plant it as deep as you think it needs. Whatever you're imagining is just right. And then we're going to water that seed. And imagine all of your thoughts and your actions as the watering of that seed. You're giving it all it needs to start to emerge. And as you hold that vision, just remember the intention. Every time you imagine that seed, whether you're imagining the little sprout coming out, you imagine it popping through the soil, starting to reach for the sun, just imagine that word. Keep seeing that word. As it's getting its nutrients from the sun and reaching and growing, developing new leaves. Maybe you see that intention as a little sunflower, or maybe it's a massive oak tree. Whatever you see, allow it to be that. Don't judge whatever you see. The sunflower is no more or no less than the massive oak. Maybe it's a fruit tree and you're seeing it come to fruition. It has lemons or the strawberry bush. And don't judge how long it takes in your visualization. Because again, that's also exactly perfect. So maybe it stays a sprout for a little while. Maybe it shoots straight up. All of it is just right. Just sit with that idea that all of our intentions are little seeds, and everyone we meet, everything we do, and all of our habits and our consistencies and our practices, and the balance it takes for just the right amount of water, just the right amount of sunlight. All of that contributes to this intention becoming exactly what it's supposed to be. And as the leaves grow, they're breathing in the air. And if it's a tree, it's turning all of our breath into fresh oxygen. And how balanced that is. Just be grateful for you having the ability to have an intention and see it through. Imagine what you'll feel like when that intention comes to light, when you finally achieve that goal. The happiness, the joy, the pride that you'll feel knowing that at one point it was just a thought, just a little seed that was buried. And maybe the next time you see a tree or a sunflower, it'll remind you of your intent. And love to that little tree, that little bush, whatever it is that makes you think of your intention, as a reminder to maybe come back to it, to continue your practice, to get back to the consistency of the habits. And to not try to rush it. Have the patience that we see in nature. No one yells at a plant, grow faster. No one looks at a tree thinking, I wish it was bigger already. We allow that same patience for whatever it is that you want in your life. And we spoke about journaling at the beginning of this call. Maybe after this meditation, you take a moment and journal what you saw, what you visualized, what your intention was as a plant in your mind. That one day you can look back on it and remember this seemingly silly visualization that hopefully will give some sort of material to those ideas in your mind. Take some breaths to close this practice out. Breathe in, thankful, gratitude for our ability to gather, to share in this common intention of growth, transformation. And breathe out any worry, any stress of your intention coming to light. Because if the intention has been given to you, if that vision has been given to you by whatever you believe in, it is for you. To release any worries, any stress, any concerns of how it'll happen. Just believe that it will. And believe that just by all of us gathering together, we're raising the vibration of everyone we interact with. So I just want to say thank you. So grateful for everyone here. Have a good night.
That was awesome, Monica.
Yeah?
That was
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm glad. Thank you.
Very
That's
cool.
crazy. Yeah, I felt so connected to you guys.
Same, right? I was
Yeah.
imagining all of you.
Yeah, that was
You
so
have a
true.
beautiful soul, Monica.
Good.
Like your energy is infectious. So I someone who meditates like twice a day and is like that was really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
flew by too. I was like, whoa, it's over.
I know. I put a little timer on my phone or my watch so I wouldn't go over, and it started going off, and I was like, okay, wrap it up.
What's the longest meditation you've done, Monica?
I have done 2 hours, and that was
Wow,
hard.
that's amazing.
That was hard. Do you guys know I have to get off in like 1 minute because I have another call at 8, but Dr. Joe Dispenza, his meditations
Oh
are
yeah.
intense.
Mm.
Pineal
He does
gland,
like weird
decalcify
auto
that thing.
tone.
You gotta decalcify your third eye, your
Right, exactly.
pineal gland.
That's right. Your pineal gland. That's right. I thought I'd start off with something easy and mild for all y'all and not go straight into the crazy metaphysical, but yeah, I'm glad.
Nice.
I'm glad
We gotta
that
talk
worked out.
offline, Monica.
For sure. For sure.
That's
I think I
awesome.
put my IG right there somewhere, so hit me up.
I'll reach out.
Okay, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Hopefully this felt good for everybody and went by quickly.
Yes, would love to see you guys again next week.
Yeah, faith over fear, unless you're a pilot, Matt.
That's exactly right.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Truly, yeah, it was great to spend some time with everybody and get to do
Sure.
this.
For sure. I appreciate you guys.
100%.
All right,
Thank you
guys, have a
guys.
blessed day.
You too.
Yes.
Have a great
Bye,
evening, everybody.
guys.
Good night.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see you
Take
next
care,
time.
Bye.
guys.